That's pretty cool.
It is. It's impressive.
The government of the United States through various agencies related to the Pentagon created the HAARP, High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program, with the aim of studying and knowing the properties that our ionosphere harbors and thus power the technology that allows to manipulate with electromagnetic discharges its capacity. This could also favor radio communications and mapping and surveillance systems, creating an anti-missile shield to avoid possible nuclear attacks or a natural phenomenon, such as a meteor shower. Scientists from Stanford University were the first to say that the planet's climate could be manipulated by radio transmissions. The HAARP can control the atmospheric resources. Among other things, it can also cause it to rain in greater or lesser amounts, create snowfall or hail, mists and storms of great formation. All this technology comes from military purposes. There was a project called Popeye that was carried out in the Vietnam War in 1967, with the aim of extending the monsoon season and thus be able to block routes used by the enemy for their sustenance. But the most frightening use of HAARP would be to keep the world population in a low vibration state. With natural disasters that affect the natural rhythm of overpopulated cities, they provoke a state of chaos and dismay that leads to the most pessimistic state of mind. A cruel but certain practice. And it would be what would be happening right now with the activation of the Pacific Ring of Fire. The Pacific Ring of Fire extends along the coasts of Chile, Peru, and Ecuador to the Aleutian Islands and islands of the eastern area of Russia, China or Japan, covering almost all of Central America, part of the United States, the Philippines, Indonesia, Australia, and New Zealand. Virtually the entire planet is ruled over this great belt that houses most volcanoes. Another of the top-secret military programs in the United States would be emitting high-frequency electromagnetic waves directly into our ionosphere, thus modifying the climatic environment. This program was created in 1994 and since then it has been used by the U.S. Army. Part of this strategic defense initiative never disappeared. Another secret program carried out in Bolivia in 1990 tried to analyze the wave variations within a section of the ionosphere, absorbing the ultraviolet rays of the sun and converting them into ions and electrons. These waves could be artificially modified to be used for various purposes. But the truth is that it could be the most plausible explanation but not the most correct one. Because while they manipulate the climate, they manipulate us, keeping us in a low vibration and creating a depressed and passive society in the face of control and power.
Frequency. What we used to do is beam radio waves into the ground, and it would vibrate any strings that were present in the ground. We might get a sound back like, and we'd say, that's natural gas. We might get a sound back like, and we say that's crude oil. We were able to identify each frequency. We accomplished this with just 30 watts of radio power. If you do this with a billion watts, the vibrations are so violent that the entire piano would shake. In fact, the whole house would shake. In fact, the vibrations could be so severe underground that could even cause an earthquake.
哎呦我去！哎呦我去！这是啥呀？这是啥呀？我的天哪！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！哎呦我操！
Madre, ¿qué chingos es eso? Válgame la Virgen Santísima, pues ¿qué es eso, José? Mira. ¿Qué es eso? Se está partiendo el pinche... ¡Ay, hijo de su chingada madre! Mira, No, pues está cabrón, este pinche pedo está medio raro, ¿no?